Yeah, how's it going?
Doing good. I am accompanied by Ricky, my co-founder, and Ricky had built something, I would say, very close to what we are building over here, trying to build over here using tools like Twilio. Justin, so I thought I would bring Ricky to show on the screen what his system does, and that
Okay.
basically that's probably as an inspiration for us on how we basically redo the same and make something fast that DMG can resell to their clients, possibly
Yeah.
using Twilio. And I will just take the screen share real quick and set the agenda for Ricky and for Justin, and then we will have Ricky show the stuff. Okay, so I am pulling up this screen. Right. So Ricky, I had put together a 10-minute video for Justin showing that there were various features in GetWeave that we were trying to build. And what he wants is he wants to build the fastest solution possible. And maybe entire thing being done by Twilio. He mentioned the word outsourced. So I'm imagining that basically if off the shelf something could be either built or used by Twilio, we want to use that. Yes, Justin?
Well, I'm just using that as an example because I know that they do a lot of this sort of thing. Yeah.
100%. So that's the context. We are trying to basically a lot of this they have built, and we want to use that to take it to the clients with Justin. I have put together a document for same, and maybe hopefully over the next 30 minutes, we would be able to at least cover two things. First, we know that Justin wants to build a GetWeave-like solution using tools like Twilio, something which could be shipped to customers fast. We will look into what Twilio does. I will later talk about how it is a no-code plus low-code tool, but I will do that later. We would mainly have Ricky to show what he built for his business. So Ricky runs, in addition to Smarter Codes, he runs the business Best of Bharat, which has thousands of customers buying every month from Best of Bharat. It's a e-commerce D2C brand. And he had to solve a lot of communication issues. So he automated it by doing 4 weeks of citizen development, if I can use the word citizen development. And in like 4 weeks of time, he built something which Smarter Codes team was also building something similar. These were professional programmers. So what the programmers were building in 4 years, he built in 4 weeks. So let's learn from Ricky on how he built something like Weave and how we can build something for ourselves and offer to DMG clients. So over to Ricky and take a look upon your communication tools that you built at Best of Bharat. And later I have a couple of slides, but those slides can go later after. Ricky, we draw some inspiration from what you built in 4 weeks or a couple of weeks versus a couple of years that the Smarter Codes engineering team was otherwise doing.
Yep. Facing some technical stats as of now, so I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay. Ricky, while you work out this technical snack, I can maybe take the screenshot real quick to just use the time.
Sure.
And just very high level go through my slides. But you continue with your screen share thing, yes? So Justin, what we would be seeing at Ricky's end is, and I can just put up a couple of bullets over here. One is voice calls
Yeah.
routed to range of sales reps. Is because he's an e-commerce store and he has like half a dozen salespeople. So they need to be routed all the calls. Call recordings are happening right now at his end. Missed calls are auto, basically some form of auto follow-up feature is there on missed calls, auto follow-up on missed calls. Text automation is also done to a huge degree. So AI summarization is done and more, which we would take a look upon as Ricky takes time to put up the screen share. And this is something that I pulled up from internet. So we have reusable code that we would be using, and reusable code is available out there in at least 3 shapes. Just in. We call that in the shape of no code, low code, and pro code. And we have Twilio offering all the 3, Justin. And no code looks like it's a drag and drop interface. It goes by the name of Twilio Studio. I would give a link of Twilio Studio in this document. The document I have already emailed to all 3 of us. So this is what it looks like, drag and drop, and you configure things. Then Twilio offers a low-code solution, which requires a little bit of coding. If I go to a very high-level summary, in no-code tools, you drag drop things, a bunch of clicks, and in a couple of hours or days, you have your stuff working for your automation. Low-code, there's programming language involved, but this programming language is not like a professional programming language. It's programming language, but it is business friendly, which looks like this. Twilio Flex is that solution. So programming is involved there. Then Pro Code. Twilio offers Twilio CLI. So at SmartCodes, we have used all the 3. Especially, we have used Twilio Flex and Twilio CLI to do a lot of stuff. Ricky has used more tools like Twilio Studio, which he will pull up in a screen share. And we are anticipating to reduce the development time by 90% as per the statistics show. They say that, okay, if you're a citizen developer, if you are doing no code plus low code, how much really are you basically saving the time? So that's basically 10%, which means that we would be reducing a 10-week work into a 1-week work. Just 10. Ricky.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Shall you want?
Okay. Over to Ricky.
Okay, my screen now.
Let me ask you quickly, what's the downside to the no-code version?
Yeah, I can maybe pull the screen real quick. The slide answers that already. So upsides and downsides both. The downside is flexibility, as shown in the screen share over here. And Ricky can chime in and help me with that. So low code or no code has lots of things done. But hey, what we're trying to do is we're trying to combine. We are not basically going to use no code or low code and then recycle it or throw it away. We are going to combine them. So any downsides that we get with low code or no code, Justin, we basically fix by augmenting it with pro code, and will provide solution for that also.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So flexibility is you want something done in a specific way. No code and low code are amazingly done cookie cutters, but they're still cookie cutters. So some flexibility limitations, yes. But then you bring in pro code and things are better. The cost of pro code is higher, obviously, because a typical 1-week work for a no code or low code would take like 1 week, but 10 weeks for a pro code. But you get the flexibility. So there's like downside, upside. Justin?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's
So,
cool.
okay, Ricky, you're ready.
So what is, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you see on our screen right now is basically a chat interface that we have with people. So whoever is, so this is hooked to our WhatsApp, official WhatsApp. And this is like today, right now is 31st July, 8:13 a.m. in the morning. And this is the order that was placed 31st July about 1 a.m. in early morning. And as soon as the order was placed, this message was sent to the customer as well. As well as what happened was that a lot of these messages are being logged in this kind of, you can say, a data silo or a data lake where all these customers are there. So for example, this is where you can see order placed as well. But let's move on to the phone calls, how phone calls are being monitored. So this is a phone call that was missed, incoming missed, that was logged into the system. I can see that these are the people who are trying to log in to an OTP. This is another phone call that was incoming and went to a voicemail. And this is a pre-sales as well. So no accounts were found or orders were found for this particular phone number. That means it's a pre-sale. So it can flag that to the sales team that this is someone that we need to follow up with as soon as possible to close the deal. So you'll see a lot of, this is basically all the touch points that we have. We can always go to just the calls in this case. So the day has just started, but these are the last 24-hour calls that we have got. Everything is being monitored. The direction of the call is there, incoming or outgoing, who made the call, whether the call was connected, missed, or whatever, whether the call is related to pre-sale or post-sale. If it is post-sale, what is the order ID? And like so. So let us try placing a call on this real-time system. I'm going to try to place a call and see if it comes up over here. Although these are off hours, and typically system starts at 9 a.m. automatically, but we're going to still try that once. Let me call and see if the log basically comes up over here. Left the phone number.
And when you're dialing, Ricky, maybe a loudspeaker would be wonderful. So Justin would be able to hear.
Yeah. Hi, this is Ricky, just testing the system. Thank you. So I have closed the call now, and hopefully the system will trigger and record that as one of the interactions that has happened. It has been a while that I have touched these systems, so I need to check as well.
And all this interface that we are seeing, Ricky, over here. So I see that you are using this open source called base row, which is like taking some pro code and reusing it for your purpose. This
Yep.
base row and everything. You have a lot of no code going on. How much time?
Here
Okay.
is the phone
your
call
phone
that
call.
came in. This was my number, Ricky Goswami, and it was an incoming call that was a voicemail. It's a pre-sales, and yeah, so it also picked up my other order IDs. It is picking pre-sales because this order is cancelled. Of course, I was just testing. So this is, yeah. So the system is logging in all these stuff. We have other consoles where the CRM basically plays out as a kind of a lead prioritization dashboard for people to call, that you need to call this person first and that person last, kind of stuff. So that kind of prioritization happens as well. So yeah, all these are baked in. I believe that it should have sent me a message who said, sorry, we missed your call. Yep, it has. We missed your call and apologize for the inconvenience. You can chat with us on WhatsApp and so on. So WhatsApp basically tries not to send too many messages. We have been sending too many messages to the system. So, but the system is basically working through and through. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, Ricky Goswami appears at the top, which was because a call was received just a few moments ago into this conversation. Yeah. Ricky Goswami appears at the top. So, Ricky, one interesting thing important thing that Justin wants to make happen is that, like right now, your sales team is going to come online in 40 minutes. It's off hour for your business. So when they come on in 40 minutes, how do they receive phones? Do they have like real smartphones with them, or do they have their real phones and their calls are routed to their phone numbers?
Yeah, typically it happens both ways. So if they're making calls, they have an app for the same. Okay, if they're just receiving their calls, the call receiving can happen on their network phones.
Got it. Justin, I think that's one thing that I think we both were discussing that other day and over the emails also. You wanted the phones to work if they are using, for example, a hard phone. In the Weave, what Weave does is it ships a hard phone into the office of a clinic, Ricky. So it like takes a physical hard phone and ships it to you, and then the phone calls are coming on that hard phone.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to do this. In India, where we have set up this telephony, there are some weird telephony laws that prohibit you to do outgoing calls from a particular number. You cannot spoof the numbers. But in US, you can spoof the numbers. You can say that this call is going out from this particular phone number. You can do that. You can do that in Twilio as well if you're making a call inside US. So it's really about the laws. And if you can actually spoof phone numbers, technically you can make your hard phones on your desk say anything in terms of from where the call is being made. So just because we don't want our customer support team or sales team to reveal their own numbers, their personal numbers to the customers, which is why they're asked to make the calls from their app. But receiving calls are also basically kind of masked in this case because everything is being routed from one single telephony voice server, so that we have all these logs as well, that who's making calls, which calls we missed, what the calls were about, whether they're pre-sales or post-sales, and log them permanently inside our contact management system or CRM, that who made the call and what can we do about it next.
Okay, amazing. So Justin, any questions that you have for Ricky on?
Yeah, I basically, I don't
also,
know a lot of the tech. What happened?
Yeah, sorry, we were not able to see you. I thought you have your camera on, or no?
No. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. Okay. Yes, please continue.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought I got some feedback or something. Yeah. So I don't really know all the technical details, but basically they're already paying for Addit, Weave, Mango, whatever these brands are doing. That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to recreate the wheel. I basically want whatever Weave is doing but with the lowest, I want the fastest version first. And then whatever we got to do build up to it, that's what we got to do. But the thing that it's kind of bugging me because like I feel like maybe this has been answered by you and maybe by Razee, maybe by someone else on my team. I can't remember. But I'm just like, so where do we plug into? Does Twilio offer this stuff? Like I understand a lot of this long-term strategic discussion, but like, is there a product or not where I just like plug into it and we're offering the phones and the texts, whatever like Weave is offering with their voice over IP. And I'm really, really confused as far as like what words mean what. There's been a lot of like, I'm using the word voice over IP, but I don't know if that's the right word. So it's like, I'm just trying to be like, okay. And then like, you know, people, I don't know, I'm getting like emails like, hey, what exactly do you want? I'm like, just copy Weave, like I don't know what I want. I want them, they are paying with this other company and they want to get it through us. And can we offer it this week? I guess that's the first question I have. Like,
And there could be two ways to approach this, Justin. One is um, you, I think the last partnership that you were in, which basically was sweet and sour for some reason, it there you were basically also just trying to suggest that we need something like Weave for your customers ASAP. One could be that approach. And
yeah,
me and Ricky can work up a deal like that, which means that we are building it and we have, at least now, this time, clean or very clear white labeling agreement signed when we actually start.
okay.
Another option is, and that could be more low cost, which means that we actually absorb the cost by ourselves. That could be one option.
Okay, so how fast is that option?
It's still going to take us the same time, quite honestly.
At
A
same
couple
time
of
as
weeks.
what
So we are
though? Like
referring,
what?
yeah. So
Sorry, how long?
if, yeah, so I would pull up the screen share again over here. So this is that, I would say, same spreadsheet, or shall I say that, Reddit spreadsheet, which, like you mentioned, everybody's asking you what features you want, and you're like, I just need Weave. So this is that spreadsheet where I'm again asking, what do you need, Justin?
Oh, okay. Well,
Right, yeah. So what we could do
I
is,
don't know.
for every feature which is written over here, we can earmark a very high level estimate that for every feature we say yes, we budget a week or even and a half week for it. And we would be able to give it to your clients, at least the early release. Justin, that's the cost we are here referring to. Justin. And one way is that, you know, some that we own the intellectual property, both background and foreground. The time is same for us also. The second option is that you own the foreground IP. I would prefer the second option over here. If we are building it and we own the IP, it's still Twilio. If you are building it and you own the IP, at least the foreground IP, and we still use Twilio, the time is going to be same. And so for every feature, we basically budget 1.5 week or 1 week to go into it. And why even 1 week? Because Twilio is, and I will pull up Twilio over here. Twilio, Wikipedia. What is Twilio as per Wikipedia? I mean, Twilio can say many things about themselves. They are this and that. But who are they actually? So they provide programmable communication tools. So the main word here is programmable. Justin. They do not offer a Weave-like tool. If they can offer actually a Weave-like tool, but then they would basically um, anger their developer customers like us, because then they would be competing, because the developer companies like you and me, they are building Weave-like tools. Weave probably is built using Twilio-like tools, basically, right? So Twilio would not, they will continue to just cater to programmers, like offering the building blocks. Now you have to take these building blocks, just like Ricky did, and turn them into a communication software, just like Weave is doing, just like Ricky is doing. And if we use a Twilio-like solution, how fast can we do this? For one item in this spreadsheet, like one feature, we can budget 10 weeks if we were doing it without Twilio, or we can budget 1 week if we are doing with Twilio. Justin.
I would like to quickly chime in here. I have had my experience with Twilio as well. I was running the same desktop Bharat in the US, and my choice of a telephony provider was Twilio at that time. And in my personal experience, Twilio is a great start, and it does provide a lot of modules that you can interact with and make the things work as soon as possible. So if you are saying, Justin, that we need to be live within a week, that is totally possible with Twilio. But at the same time, accuracies might be.
That will be possible or is not possible?
It is possible,
Okay.
but I'm just trying to caution you on certain things that not all components of Twilio are as reliable. The reliability part where Twilio is very reliable is the telephony layer that they have. So calls, incoming, outgoing, messages, incoming, outgoing, all that works like a charm. It can be programmed onto that. But there are components that may or may not have that kind of accuracy. So if you ask it to plug into their CRM, they may not be able to do that. If you ask them that transcribe this or have a sentiment analysis on the top of that, they may not be able to do that as accurately as other systems are able to do. Twilio comes with an expertise for telephony management, and that is where it ends. Other than all the other components are basically outsourced or developed, and these are not focus areas of Twilio. Other services are, which do a much better job at bringing that expertise. So if you want a working demo, totally it is possible through Twilio. But if you want a more accurate or more reliable, we can actually start working with something that just works today, maybe within a week with Twilio. But going forward, as you see that people want better transcripts, people want more autonomy, and all that is something that we'll be able to do with by bringing other components on board and bringing more reliability or more robustness to the system.
So what I'm interpreting from Ricky is we start with no code, low code interface with Twilio. And when more reliability is required, we basically use a mix of Twilio and other tools. We bring in pro code. As an example, when we have, and this is a classic example, you mentioned CRM, Ricky. So on my right, on the screen share on my right, Justin and me were putting together this document. There's this thing called PMS that the dentists use at the clinics. It's like a CRM for patients, basically. So that data is not something which is the expertise of Twilio. We could use Twilio Flex and Twilio Studio to ship something out in the market fast. But as soon as we have to integrate with PMS, we would have to add a little bit of pro code also over here. Ricky, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we might have to actually go and get some other tools also. So Twilio basically comes in what they call as CPaaS category, which is communication platform as a service category. And there are lots of vendors over there also. And there are cloud vendors also, like Google Cloud, Azure, Smart Codes, including offer some developer tools. So if, for example, Ricky, for example, when you mentioned that maybe the way Twilio offers telephony, phones connect reliably, messages are sent reliably, dashboards are created reliably. Maybe AI summary is something which they do, but not with enough accuracy is what you're saying when you tested it in the US manifestation of Best of Bharat, Ricky, right? So for AI summarization, we could use Azure APIs, or we could use Smart Codes APIs. There are lots of vendors out there. We could just basically plug out something from Twilio and plug that into something else. Basically going little hybrid, which means we don't want to stay with the no code, low code solution forever, like with Twilio or any vendor. We start somewhere, we start fast, we start delivering to the customers. Customers like us. They say, there's something with the AI summary. It's not accurately saying something. We work out how to probably take at least just the AI summary part out from Twilio to some other vendor, which is what I'm understanding from you. Is that, Ricky, what you're suggesting?
Yes, yes. That is in my experience of deploying these systems and fine-tuning that for these two ventures. This is exactly what I found, that Twilio for US or many other countries is a great start. Voice quality might be an issue. That is something that we need to test. It really depends upon which country you're deploying in and which servers that you're hiring from Twilio for the same. But on a programmatical side is an excellent choice if the voice quality is good. And after that, anything that you want to build on top of that is something that you, in the end, if you want a scalable system, you need to develop it or deploy it by integrating it with other tools.
100%. Voice quality, by the way, was also something that we tried with one other client. We got them everything using Twilio. It was a law firm, Ricky, Justin, and the voice quality was pretty amazing over there. But I agree, we need to keep a tab on what vendors we are using in addition to Twilio, just to ensure the voice quality. So Justin, we want this call, or maybe the series of calls that happen, to basically be less overwhelming and less confusing to you. And maybe me and Ricky are
I've just
using
been
words which are confusing more or less. We want feedback from you on how we can make it easy for you. Justin.
Yeah, a lot of this is I've just been overwhelmed by other things. And so by the time, we're talking about this, I'm like pretty much spent. But yeah, I mean I'm not really the expert on this, so I'm really trying to what I'd like to do is find the fastest solution, but the thing is I think so one of the problems is like what exactly is Weave or Addit doing? And like if we don't have a clear picture of whether they're using Twilio or their own servers, or are they integrating with the PMS and all that? Like, how are they doing that? If you had all of those answers, you could probably eliminate me from the whole decision-making process, because we could just use this priority list of like, here's the things we have to have. Here's the things that my clients use, the features that they use that they're currently paying for. And those are the ones that I want to replace first. So the text back a call, like a missed call, like that thing I sent you, the little ad for, I don't remember if it was Weave or who it was. Yeah, probably Weave. And so like that's a feature that one of my clients in particular is really enjoying, that he's using. So, I mean, ideally, I don't know. I actually don't have a solid picture of exactly what products we need first. I just know that voice and texting it seems to me like that would be the foundation. Like, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe all these other things are add-ons to that, but I would think if you don't have voice or text phone service, then I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can just So I actually don't know. I don't know how to direct any of this. I just know that eventually I want all of the features that they have. I know that. And I know I want to own the code on that. But at first, I'm looking for the fastest solution to just get my clients whatever they already like from us. And it's not clear to me which direction to head for that. I don't know which tool. Like, I guess Ricky has this tool, and the PMS is a different thing. But I'm sitting here, and I'm not sure if we need the PMS integration or not, just to get the phones live. But I would think we do, because it goes into the PMS and it says who the patient is based on their phone number. So I think we would have to have that.
Yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken.
From,
Otherwise, there would be no
my,
reason for
yeah.
them to buy Weave. I don't think they could get phone service from anyone. But Weave integrates, the API goes into the PMS, and now they can pull up all that
we
data.
would we wouldn't need PMS integration, because like we saw in Ricky's screen also, he had CRM integration with his stuff. Every phone call was telling what are their past order IDs. Is this customer recognized by looking at their phone numbers?
Yeah, but
And
they're not.
with
Where do you
We've
get that data
also,
from? You get that data from the PMS, though.
yeah, so we need to get that. So likewise, we need to actually, whenever phone number calls, we need to actually find out from the PMS that what is this phone number? Is there any client existing in the PMS with the same phone number? If it's not, then it's pre-sales. If it's already some pre-existing client, then it should pull up all the details from the PMS of that phone number. So
The
I think we
dentists are
need
going
that.
to flip out if we've got a new CRM and they're like, it says pre-sales, like it's just like a completely different, to them, it's a foreign concept. It's like, we've got our PMS that words things exactly how we like it. And that's what we're used to. And that's what we want. We want that same data. So if even the slightest thing, like in the dental industry, it's very particular, like the words that are used. So like even the word pre-sales, like if you labeled a patient who's calling in as pre-sales, they'd be like, what in the world is this talking? Like what? Pre-sales. So even little things like that are going to be like a major, but the more important thing is, do we have the data that they actually need? Because whether they're existing patient or whether you say pre-sales or not, that's fine. A prospective patient, um, that's
I
only
think you
one piece
answered.
of
Yeah, I think you
information.
answered that some time ago. You mentioned that Get Cola brings us immunity, that if PMS
Yeah,
changes, Get Cola is going to handle that. So I think we use Get Cola to actually integrate with PMS1 today and with PMS2 tomorrow. So PMS continue to change, and we evolve with the speed with which we are getting clients. And a lot of times during our conversations, what we are probably I'm perceiving just over here is, I was just going through this going through this book. I revise myself this book whenever we are building up products ourselves also. So what you're trying to do is, you have target customers, clinics, and I'm asking you about the feature sets, but maybe what are the underserved needs of your clinics? Maybe while you know them, but maybe there's an analysis paralysis that is going on. Justin, maybe you're saying, rather than finding some underserved needs that Weave is not able to deliver, let's just deliver whatever Weave is giving at a little more economical price, or just everything integrated into one. Rather than 4
yes.
tools, you get 1 tool, is what I'm hearing. So I think,
That's where I'm starting, because
yes. So
if you're already paying for something and you like it and you're
so
willing to switch to us, there's no
right.
reason why I wouldn't do that.
So I think you mentioned that you did sold the subscription of your previous product to a couple of clinics. They are
Yeah.
using it. Right.
Yeah,
So I
and
think,
they're ready to switch to back to us.
right, which means that maybe you know what they would buy. We don't have to find out again some underserved needs. We just need to just deliver what you already delivered. This time with something that you have access to code. something that you are able to hold to so that you're able to build a business on top of it, is what I'm understanding. But I agree with you. I think I resonate with you. Me and Ricky are here trying to invest into a couple of product startups or sales. And when we are building a SaaS startup, that's a dilemma that a product manager, product owner, just like yourself, goes through. They are going through an analysis, sometimes always, that what features to offer, what are the needs of my customers, and there's a whole nice playbook just to solve that, and it takes easily somebody full-time job just to go and figure that out. So we would either ways be doing that, in my opinion. You would be doing that, and I would be, me and others in the team have experience in solving this. We can assist you in getting the right UX, talking to your customers, and getting the right feature set. But I think that the current state right now you are on, you were able to sell whatever features you identified were correct, and people started paying. I think we just go and rebuild it and bring momentum to the startup is what my 2 cents are. Just it.
Say that last part again.
Sorry, I was just shutting the door. Yeah, I was saying that this book basically just shows entrepreneurs just like yourself to scientifically identify what feature sets and what user experience should be offered so that their needs are met and they pay for it. Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are tons of other literature just like this. This is my favorite one, though. It has some 1,000 ratings on Amazon. So I know that you and me would always be referring to such literature and basically scientifically arriving upon what needs to be built. At the time investment would go into that, time and money investment. I mean, when you put your time, or basically you need some of my people to help you with the UX or the feature set, their time could probably be built. But I think you already have the feature set figured out because you built certain features of Weave and the customer started paying for it. You're just trying to rebuild it right now, this time with a technology stack for which you get the source code that you're able to own and improvise further. Just
Yeah.
right. So if we are just redoing what you already did and customers started paying for it, I think we basically build the momentum of the startup. We could either analyze or go into analysis paralysis, which means not moving further fast and losing the opportunity to other competitors. Or we just redo this, which you already did actually, we just redo the same thing. And on the side, we continue to, because to become a big company like Weave, I do recognize that we would need a formal process on what features are we going to build into the product. And there's a literature for that, like this one that I pulled up over the screen share. And meanwhile, but this literature basically just tries to guide you how to do that on scale consistently. I think you have figured it out, at least the first release, you have figured it out what features to offer to the clients that they are happy to pay for. I think we basically go ahead and just cherry pick those features into that spreadsheet. I think we already cherry picked it actually. And we invest into not more, I would say just some 4 or maximum 6 features. And we go out into the market and offer the very same thing that you offer to your clients so far that they started paying for. Just it.
How long would that take?
Again, if we are cherry picking those 4 to 6 features, then we can basically budget a week or a week and a half for each feature. So if we are taking like 4 to 6 features, it basically takes us, say, 4 to 8 weeks to actually get out into the market. Also, Justin, Ricky might probably have to hop off from the call. And after we have seen the demo of what Ricky built himself for his startup turning into an enterprise, maybe we can bring in Ricky again if you have any questions, or you can ask Ricky anything about before he takes off.
I think Razee is going to be your best bet as far as this is concerned. I think we should have meetings with Razee present because, yeah, I just don't think I'm going to be very helpful in all of this. It's not analysis paralysis. It's more like no analysis. It's like,
Right.
I'm like so worn out right now that I'm just offloading as much as I can to my team, and they don't even have we don't even have systems for doing that. It's kind of a chaotic right now. So
So I think
yeah, we should
so
definitely
in
get
this-
Razee on these calls moving forward. In fact,
Let's
even
see what the
without me present, he would be more productive than I would.
okay,
He'll
sure.
say he
See that.
doesn't have the power to make the decision, but frankly, like, I'm just gonna like do whatever he says, basically.
Okay.
So
Okay, sure. Also, Ricky, I think we would reach out to you again. We might need some inputs down the line. So and
Sure.
the
Thank
demo
you.
was very helpful. Thanks a lot for your time, Ricky.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Just